Oh, big mistake! Let's be done! I was worried for a second.
Yeah.
Don't see a better way down.
Cannonball!
I wanted to thank you. You've been a really good friend to me, and I appreciate it.
Something on your mind, Marius?
Running into Yonka reminded me that I did have friends in Solace. And when I left, I more or less lost them. Since then, I lost track of how lonely I was getting. Then...
A breath held. The moon has many faces, different songs for different days. We know your light. We seek what swims inside you as you wane. We wonder. We did not foresee this. An equal trade, we accept. The sky is green. The fish breathes air. We can no longer imagine. No, we must recall, plumb the depths of our memory. We would run, roll with the tide, sink our fingers into new earth. Whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands. Disturb the dirt, but spare the blooms. Shake the vengeance denied, squandered. This cannot... We spoke of flowers. We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around. Wake now.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad? Can't we take a closer look? Please? What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an... At least I'm not going mad. Why am I cursed to see this again? Wanna know what I think? I think someone's laughing. Whoever is responsible. I'm tired of the...
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come.
It's not just me, right?
Oh my gods. How?
Giada Castel, welcome.
Wait, you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence.
My mother? You... heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
No. This can't be. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapodal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapodal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity.
In the end, they thought only of you. Their pride.
That's it. That's really it. The answer. I don't hold you responsible. I don't even... Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat. But that isn't... I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces... Indulge me a moment. I've one final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
Not to be pedantic, but that was 4 questions.
We want to apologize on Sapodal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness. Easier said than done. Damn it. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Sapodal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. When they heard the voice of a stranger, they overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Giada. And thank you, Godlike, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your pate. Our purpose draws to a close. May the living lands receive...
Goodbye.
Give her space, dearie. Giada will speak more when she's ready.
I see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel. We know this voice. Why is she here?
I was unclear last time.
Out.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with? Apparently, I must. Do you think you're special? Do you believe you can hold it when even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature? You suspected. Then you must have understood why.
It is true. She twists the night.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seep. Its madness would consume us all if it was not. Chaos is a blight. It must be scourged before it spread. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with. Of course I do. The poor godless, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it. There was none. Utmost chaos calls for unwavering rebuke. A strong censure from one who was not there to...
Why does our prison not protect?
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy. Then they will keep applying the rod until it But there is still time. You can succeed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror. Very well. I cannot force a choice, but I will not stand by and... You should have thought more carefully. Let this be a...
I never thought I'd learn of the Godless's fate from their killer.
That's it. From now on, I pray to no god.
Actual working method? It isn't looking this way, is it?
What is that? I know that place, right? Well, that was... No. Why is this? They're dead. Like, it just happened. Like I remember.
This is the moment I found you.
Viate.
I am dead, Viate, from the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden.
No, Envoy. I don't know much... I have faced this already. Why force me to do it again? Then for the god's sake, what is it?
You know where we are. This is my memory. How much of this do you remember?
We dealt with Razvan. He got what was coming to him.
Sapadal wants to understand. They know you're...
I have what I needed.
Then maybe it was I who needed to speak with my Viate. Even when we were children, you kept me alive. When you left Solace, it was like I lost...
I know. And I'm not sure I'll ever live that.
It was a burden I wasn't ready to carry. I went out on patrol nearly every rotation, looking for Razvan or... Don't be like me, Marius. You've always done everything you could to survive.
So, what do we do now? What? Worse than Ianku's tragic death?
I can't say I loved that part most.
We've both been through so much. But I can see that it's all behind us now.
A fine way. I see it too. You've come a long way from that scared boy.
That was you, Nimdut. Look at...
Get out of here.
Well, it was... good to see you, Viate. Even with all this.
Take care of my little friend, Envoy. He needs you more than he'll say.
Marius, how are you feeling?
Nice work.
No one was left to clean up the battlefield. Now it's just a time-forgotten ruin. Charge it up.
Just a little spark.
Little power goes a long way. Charge it up.
Wait, isn't that Tama's cave? Oh dear.
This room. It looks just like Tama's. Tama. I dealt with this. What is this, Envoy? It feels like I'm standing on a storm-tossed deck. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring. As long as we're both seeing the floating islands and the ghostly tree, I can't blame this on drugs. To be honest, I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps changing in front of me. Does that make sense? That's the problem. I can't picture him anymore. I used to remember his face so clearly from that. He was in pain, but I see everything. All his moments at once, joys, everything from the handful of years that I knew him and the decade. He's almost a stranger. Yeah, it is. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. But now that I see him as more, it's like he... You're right. It's like you said. For the longest, I was afraid to let go of that. Now I see I was just holding on to... Better than I could have said. I never thought I'd meet someone I respect. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept... So whatever comes next. Now let's go find this god of yours. When we reach them, what do you think we'll... True enough. Let's end this.
That's done. Walk like it's done.
Little power goes a long way.
Just a little spark.
Let's finish this.
On your left, dear.
Charge it up. Just a little fun.
The sea of is in its heyday, in its full splendor.
I should have brought my sketchbook. Who's next? Anyone?
place feels familiar. Hurry, let's go inside. This is the library from my dreams. There it spells. This is just like... I've seen this place before. In my dream, this looks like the Akita building. Clearly, they wanted their story preserved, no matter the cost. Garlowing, envoy. I never told you this, but this is a godless library. It's why I study the godless. And that's the chair. Must you always default to military tactics? There it spells. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian. Oh, though...
The resemblance is
It has been quite some time. Of course. You are... No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already... Oh, of course. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered...
Few can bear the mental and spiritual strain of an awakening. As often as not, it leads...
Oh, darling, you know how I get around all the metaphysical talk.
That's why I'm here, remember?
I am... was the last of the Akita. Once the attacks started, so we were treated with as much... The attacks? The Magfolk... Yes, we've... Yes. Your monstrous gods. They tried to butcher every last... Must it always be... Oh, if all the Akidans outside were with you, you would... But how did them... They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered. That's the screeching I heard in my dream, envoy. Once it was gone, there was nothing left. So I decided on another way. One... Poison. Well... You're not helping, envoy. Yatsley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my... Someone must tell the story of the Akita. I'm already an expert. What more do you want? Oh, think about it, Yatsley. You have been tricked. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your... Yatsley, if you do not... The stories of the Akita will turn to dust, just as the burned queen wanted all along. This is all... Oh, you're no... Please, I ask for your opinion. True. They still have to find a new home. The chosen of Sapadal. Yet you do not stand. Our time is at an end, Yat. Wait! I've not even asked you any questions! And... Oh! Did you mean for all your... Unfortunately, my time is at an end. You must keep... So this is goodbye. I wish we could have... Choose well, Yatsley. She's gone. Forgive me, envoy, but I... Just a little fun. I never understand the Akin love for their keeps.
a little smile.
I'll never understand the Akkadian love for death traps.
Little power goes a long way.
This place seems less like a death trap. Maybe we could stop, catch our breath.
There's always a weird sort of quiet. Seems like a good time to gather our thought.
Right. This seems like a...
Though it's hard enough to tell what's real.
Sounds like you're nervous, Steve.
I'm feeling all kinds of ways. Anxious, excited.
I feel it as well. It is only mortal to feel.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. Getting to see that vision of Tama did me good. Now that we're here, I'm eager to see... I can't say that I'm prepared.
I had a feeling you might ask me that. I'm not sure I've really worked. I feel like we're almost done with all of this, but I'm completely baffled. But when haven't I been lately?
I think so. The garden is so much more than I expect. Truthfully, I didn't come all this way searching for my own answers. But I found them. And now, it's like there's a new path. We're close to something. A threshold between So am I. None of us could have gotten this far.
Well, I won't lie to you, Envoy. A lot's happened. It's not every day that you learn that you're the last hope to carry on a legacy, but... Well, here we are. Never literally talked to myself before either. But here we are. I just need a moment to take it all in. Thank you, dearie. I'll be ready by the time... And I wouldn't worry. Our little group here is perfectly frightened. We'll be fine.
You've listened to all of us. You've been shipwrecked and assassinated, harangued by gods. You've had your soul poked, your loyalties questioned, and your sleep regularly interrupted by God with no respect for privacy. And yet you've kept yourself and all of us together. How are you really doing?
Introspection cannot be rushed.
Oh, for sure. You've survived this long. Right. With that sentiment.
Well, no matter what happens, we've already survived more of the living lands than anyone else.
We've already gone farther than Nandru ever did. Whew. I can't wait to see what my statue looks like.
When we first met, I didn't think you'd last long. But then I saw how you handled that dream thrall bear. Shook off your own death like a bad cold. And then you confronted your own killer and let him go. It takes a special kind of strength to stay your hand in a moment like that.
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling with Kai and you died, which I thought made a lot of sense.
I remember your calm. How you listened to my shouting match. You saved my city and gave me a home. I'll never forget that.
You were my hero right away. You rescued me from those sporelings. You got my priceless
And now look at you. Look at... Quite a lot, as it turns out. But the journey is worth...
Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left trouble in our wake. Fjord, third pole. If we make it out of here, it won't be to a living lands suddenly at peace.
Just this once. Could we forget about the rest of the living lands? Some of us could use a break.
If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality, then I don't know where we can.
Right. We could all use some beauty rest.
Before we turn in for the night, I'd like a word in...
Get some sleep. There'll be plenty of time for sentiment and hugging later.
Sapadal's prison, I think. What else could it be? Time to shut it down forever.
Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere around here.
We've got company! This one for you!
Everyone okay?
Come Like,
I never knew I wanted to see something so badly.
Kai, he's ready.
Here we go! Left leg! Right behind you.
So, this is how you imprison a god.
Keep your guard up. We gotta live to tell this tale. Nice of someone. Next one's mine!
Watch your right!
come at last, after so long. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot. We feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now, we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there. Breathe. Focus. We were everything. We could run, leap in the water. We must. We shall. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow. We trust you. You met death. You taught us. We saw how you would fight for those who could give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve... Do you think we have learned? We deserve more than this. Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear? Yes. The time has come. End our pain and give us peace. Center your thought. Clear the fog. We were so blind, so lost. We feel bright. We will grow. Tend. We will remember you. When
preposterous. Are we back in Donch?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in AO. What happened to the living land started long ago.
Are you seeing this?
Looks like the war already started.
Marius, vines don't usually get that.
Based on their growth and size, it's...
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever...
Look at this place. It feels like those are more your people's ships in the harbor. And steel garrote banners.
Even Raingrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an art...
I think I see Elia as well.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without...
Always better than the revert.
The steel garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time.
Before we go, what happened back?
I'm not sure. That's good.
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. Time will tell.
After all this time, they're free.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all.
Kid and God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which...
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of...
People seem to be gathering west of here. What...
Envoy! What does the garrote think? It's an outrage. They broke some glass. They didn't think.
Right now?
If you're looking for survivor.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapi. I am sorry. You?
We should move. Let's...
Envoy, wait! Before... I took some supplies when I ran. I'll even give...
Everything your people have...
Envoy? Is it really? Mihala told us you went into some place called... the God.
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
Did you meet your god there? The one whose marks...
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was...
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let...
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened? Finally, a ray of sunlight.
I will not grovel at the Envoy's feet for solving a plague I am not convinced what...
If you wardens ever bothered to pull your heads out of your asses, you wouldn't take such pride in your ignorance.
You know nothing of me or my...
Warden Commander, look around you.
Giata nearly had me convinced the Dream Scourge was some infection of essence.
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. The rage.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thrall still...
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to... Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go...
I suppose it stands to reason. I found... What of this god, then? Ludwine had intimated that this land grew a new god.
The gods are the gods. They are the foundation. You can no more build a new god than you can create a...
Preposterous or not, it's happened. The Godless yearned to build something new. And over hundreds of years, I suspect this god of theirs, Sapadal... Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots. They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege.
We were no stranger to them in Fiorme Siverno. They harrowed our fields.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these and the gods thought it best to imprison this god,
For now. Who's to say they...
First he still Garot, now a rogue god.
Sapadol's power ravaged my people.
Keeping watch over Sapadol was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose...
But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have trapped...
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just...
Well, she's seen better days.
Ludwine's plowed through the militia like a nut.
All right, let's keep the similes to...
Oh, cheer up. You wouldn't be... So long as her passion for Wodica lived.
Then we destroy her faith? I have a theory about this. Let's talk at Cap...
Oh, good.
It is not, I think... Well, you might not believe me. It was Ludwine who...
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city shortly after... Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advice. What will his representatives find when they arrive? Before you face Ludwine, you should know what you're fighting for. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. The living lands would become an extension of the Adiran Empire. Soldiers bearing the flag of Adir would be garrisoned in every town. They would be paid in Adir. Their roads would be smooth Adiran roads. Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine. Our customs would become their customs. Our strengths would become their strengths. Our emperor would become their emperor. Turned toward a common purpose. No one, not Rawatai. This island would be safe for the first time in its history. And
The traditions of Solus are what I would sooner walk my people into the ass.
What need does Thirdborn have for the protections of Adiran soldiers? And should Rawatai come for us, we will reign.
Under my leadership, the city my father founded was nearly destroyed. I may have failed my people, but it was your empire's soul.
of course. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not think of the Emperor. There were ones which this conclave could not survive. Not unless you came together and formed... It would be difficult. Think of your people, all of you. Think of...
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you. I like the... so long as the Wardens can continue our vigil.
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world.
If we do this, I fear the in the home my people nearly lost. Well, but if this is what this conclave wants, then Fior will stand beside you.
Rest into bounty. Does the winter frost many fruit we graft?
We deserve our autonomy, even if...
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing. Setting up your own. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the...
We were fine before Adir came. Who'll be...
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kid.
Of course. Well, don't...
Oh, God.
Solace and her... by grit?
And steel.
If this is what...
We deserve this opportunity.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out.
Guts. They made the right decision for...
Finally.
On your head be the cons... That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. You must kill her. Oh.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our neck.
She better say her goodbyes while she...
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy.
Let's get to work then. We got a walking corpse.
The Paradise Militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
You're more than worth it. Now go.
Show them that the living lands will not be...
Gather your forces and secure the eastern gate. Gods be with you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote.
Let's finish this.
This one's mine.
Bravo!
Found you.
That's one for us.
Protect the envoy.
I'll hang back and watch the gate.
That's all of them.
Never had a chance.
Show yourself.
plaza on my own.
For our freedom!
Mordecai demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
That's Ludwig ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
There you are. So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? You'll get your chance.
Then what are you waiting for?
Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through. He failed.
Her order wields sharp steel.
You can tell Wodaka yourself once we've sent...
Don't insult my intelligence or my commit. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you... As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul... I don't know how deeply you've been compromised. Do not patronize me. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to rem...
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
All this time, I knew you'd be worthy prey. Farewell.
There's no coming back this time.
Let's finish this.
Once I'm done, your god of
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
This is what we prepared for.
Whoa, they come. We the
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done. But we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Guys, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradise return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The refugees of Emerald Stair find a cold welcome in the city of Paradise. Animancy is frowned upon, but their knowledge of agriculture is highly valued. The first bountiful harvest improves relations. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the Living Lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With his travels alongside the envoy complete, Marius is left directionless once again. Rather than disappearing into his cups, however,
Marius leans on his time among his companions to give him the strength to re-enter society and find comfort in civilization. He establishes a route between Paradise and Thirdborn, guiding travelers between the two in return for money and supplies. And while he has a reputation for being aloof, he joins the campfires from time to time, sharing stories of his time with the envoy that most travelers believe are completely made up. Giada learned much in your time together. How to stand up to authority, how to face the unknown, and how to move on from the past. But her family's unfinished work weighs heavily on her soul. Her inheritance is the burden of achieving the impossible. Such is the life of an animancer. At least now she has the right tools for the job, and new friends to help her through hard times. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yardsley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Messiverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the Temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Eccoci qua ragazzi, allora abbiamo finito Avowed. Sì, buonasera Rob, oggi maratona. Non mi compariva il tuo messaggio, l'ho visto adesso. Eh. Allora, come vi dicevo ragazzi, abbiamo finito Avowed, come cavolo si dice. E oggi abbiamo fatto la maratona perché alla fin fine non stavo bene e quindi mi sono menato via con Xbox. Allora, ammetto di aver avuto un po' di... avendo scoperto che Sapadal era la causa della piaga dei sogni, ho detto minchia, mo la libero e succede un casino. Invece sembra andata bene, cioè gli ho dato fiducia, ho detto oh, proviamoci. Secondo me, magari per il fatto che non ho divinità, non sapeva sfruttare i suoi poteri, magari. Infatti poi sembrerebbe dal finale che abbiamo fatto il finale buono, positivo. Oh, a me Lodwin ve l'ho detto che non mi stava simpatica, quindi non so, non lo sopportavo. Allora, parliamo un attimo del gioco. È iniziato molto con le vibes dell'avventura, comunque arrivare lì al forte con questi zombie, chiamiamoli zombie, eccetera. Ha dato molto le vibes di ok, stiamo avventurando in un posto nuovo, e comunque il mood Greedfall, New World c'era, quindi conquistadores in una terra nuova che devono appunto esplorarla e conquistarla. In realtà poi diventa un pochettino più schematico: zona, taglie, missioni secondarie, missione principale, zona, taglie, missioni, i collezionabili, chiamiamoli collezionabili, c'è in giro qualcosina da prendere, ma in realtà non erano proprio collezionabili, erano più oggetti da scoprire e queste Hadra da risvegliare, che non le ho fatte tutte, e anche i ricordi ancestrali da recuperare, tutte cose opzionali però. Diciamo che appunto è iniziato molto con le giuste vibes, poi è rientrato nell'ottica del GDR classico, e infatti lì ha un po' perso all'inizio, però poi diciamo che la storia ha un po' preso il via, quindi mi ha preso un po' di più. Però no, in generale mi è piaciuto. Ho visto un sacco di recensioni di questo gioco, anche perché poi all'inizio ero molto curioso perché lo paragonavano appunto a Skyrim, io lo adoro, tutti gli Elder Scrolls li adoro, però a parte questo non c'entra un cavolo con Skyrim, poco o niente, solo per il fatto che è un GDR, che entrambi possono essere giocati in prima persona. Per il resto Skyrim è un mondo sandbox che puoi far quello che vuoi, c'è molta più interazione, cioè, è molto più vivo. Questo era più un bel palcoscenico dove esplorare, fare le missioni eccetera, cioè un'esperienza normale di GDR, quindi diciamo che se voleva essere un competitor di Skyrim non ci è riuscito. Però ho apprezzato comunque graficamente, e anche il combat system non mi è dispiaciuto, molto basic ma carino, cioè non era niente di troppo complicato, un sacco di abilità, l'utilizzo dei compagni, troppe chiacchiere, anche lì come Baldur's Gate c'aveva di buono che però le chiacchiere erano interessanti, perché mi interessava davvero di sapere le backstory dei personaggi. Qui un po' meno, quindi sì, fino alla fine le ho fatte, poi l'ultimo siamo andati a Giardino Nero, in poi siamo andati Giardino Nero, il giardino. Però allora, musiche carine, a livello di storia comunque è carina, ci sta come narrata. Devo dire che mi ha messo in dubbio la buona volontà di Sapadal e Boudica. Ovviamente io, non conoscendo Pillars of Eternity, non so il quadro generale, però mi stava abbastanza sul culo Lodwin e Boudica, quindi è stato facile patteggiare per Sapadal, però il problema è che non mi fidavo neanche di Sapadal a un certo punto, quindi ho dovuto un po' andare sulla fiducia e penso di aver avuto ragione nel fidarmi della nuova divinità. Mi dispiace per l'imperatore, avrei voluto fare una colonia, però colonia che mantenesse comunque le tradizioni e la propria un po' indipendenza, invece non mi dava l'opzione. Poi c'era il Faigram Grey Family, non sapevo cos'era, ho detto aspetta, facciamo la nazione, via. E poi per il resto, allora, soprattutto all'inizio ci sono tanti nemici nuovi, poi come tutti i giochi un po' si ripetono, cambiano i colori, cambiano la forza, la grandezza, eccetera, ma bene o male sono quelli, quindi va bene. Però devo dire mi è piaciuto molto esplorare aveva senso. Il problema è che a un certo punto, come avete visto, non ho più cambiato armi né altro, perché a parte quelle col metallo sidereo, ognuna non era più forte dell'altra, trovavi le armi con abilità diverse, elementi diversi, ma bene o male non c'era, cioè se potenziavi le prime che trovavi paradossalmente di armi leggendarie, come abbiamo fatto con la spada di fuoco, te la puoi tenere fino alla fine e non c'è un vero motivo di potenza per cambiarle, quindi una cosa sì positiva, un po' uno sbattimento perché abbiamo dovuto farmare un po'. Io comunque tutte le secondarie che ho trovato le ho fatte, tranne qualcuna che ho lasciato indietro, e poi ovviamente insomma a un certo punto siamo andati a fare la missione finale, che volevo per sapere se avevo ragione o no su Sapadal, cioè oggi davvero ero lì e ho detto speriamo di non fare una cagata. Però sì, dai, bello, mi è piaciuto, però appunto non quel giocone che mi aspettavo, quindi forse ha peccato un po' per le illusioni che si sono fatti i giocatori su questo gioco, che comunque è un bel gioco, ma non è un capolavoro, quello è innegabile. Però bello, penso che trentina di euro questo gioco li possa valere, 30-40 euro, non di più. Più che altro se avete Game Pass usate il Game Pass. Come vi dicevo, è stata una bella avventura, quello sì. All'inizio mi aveva proprio preso un casino, poi per i giochi anche un po' troppo lunghi c'è sempre quel momento di down che non cioè se la storia non mantiene ritmi alti, non il gameplay non offre qualcosa di nuovo, tipo Stellar Blade, che nonostante la storia a un certo punto sia un po' si abbassi un po' di ritmo, cavolo, lì era figo giocare e andare a ammazzare i mostri. Qui alla certa davvero se ne fanno troppi combattimenti, però ci sta, dai, alla fin fine era divertente usare il fucile. Non volevo usare il fucile perché ho detto dai che palle, facciamo spada e scudo. Poi dopo, ma sai che il fucile è forte, fammelo usare. Ho iniziato con la pistola lì intorno a Paradis e poi proprio il fucile, ho detto minchia, fortissimo. Poi ovviamente la potenza va un pochino più, anche alla fine eravamo al livello massimo, ma non è che aprivamo i buchi, però alcuni li shottavamo, quelli più deboli, quindi alla fin fine aveva senso. Però la ricarica, come dicevo a Rob, era è un po' lenta, giustamente, visto che l'arma forse è più forte dalla distanza, anche perché effettivamente non ho trovato archi leggendari. Se non vorrei dire una cagata, ma forse non ne ho trovati di archi unici. Boh. E quindi niente ragazzi, voto io darei un bel 7,5, una via di mezzo, non un gioco basic che l'ho giocato tanto per, ma neanche un gioco che è un capolavoro, Ghost of Tsushima per dirne uno. E niente, con questo termino la serie di Avowed, bel gioco, io sinceramente ve lo consiglio. E niente, ci rivediamo penso domani con una nuova serie, come dicevo a Rob, probabilmente inizieremo un Pokémon. Esatto, domani arriverà una Nintendo Switch, quindi probabilmente, visto che è un gioco da 20 anni, è un gioco Pokémon, forse inizierà una serie con quello. E grazie a tutti per avermi seguito, se ho fatto tardi pensavo di fare più in fretta a finire il gioco sinceramente, e alla prossima ragazzi.